This is a 2-minute overview of a recent Ohio Valley Bank Common Sense with hosts Brad Bapst and Ryan Mapes, who interviewed Bryna Butler. She's the Vice President of the Corporate Communications, in which she spoke about mobile and internet banking. She talked about transaction monitoring systems, multi-factor authentication, out-of-the-wallet word questions, two-factor authentications, and one of our favorites, passwords. Here's Bryna.
Security is a top priority, not only for my institution, but also banks across the nation. Most banks have systems that run in the background that all users probably don't see or get in contact with that much. One would be a transaction monitoring system. Nearly all banks run that kind of software that looks at transactions, and they're looking for red flags like, was this person usually in Gallipolis, Ohio, and made a transaction with their debit card at 8 a.m., but later at 9 o'clock made a transaction in Dallas, Texas. Many banks with their internet and mobile banking do what's called multi-factor authentication, and that's also kind of doing some of that geolocating, looking at where does the customer usually log in from, what time of day do they usually log in, is there anything that throws a red flag that this might not be who they say they are. Some banks also do out-of-wallet questions, so if you're doing a high-risk transaction, that they can ask you a question from your credit file or maybe a question that you set up previously and have you answer to help verify who you are. Some banks do what's called two-factor authentication or a one-time passcode where they will send you a passcode by text or a phone call to a mobile device, usually to your phone, that you have on file. That passwords is the most basic component, most important, I think, often overlooked.